Oh my gosh, I've been muted. What is wrong with me? Oh gosh, I thought I pushed the button, but I guess I didn't. Curse you, VR index controllers. Well, gosh, I don't know if I need to say all that again. Most of it was rambling. I hope you all are having a good day, and hopefully, this isn't an indication of how the stream is going to go today. We're going to read some creepypastas today, and I've got 4 set up for us that will hopefully be pretty good. I've only read one of them, and that one was a long time ago, so I remember liking it, but I hope it stands the test of time. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do for at least the first hour, and then after that, we are going to have a little chat about the future of this channel, because I want to be transparent with you guys about like where my head's at going forward with all this stuff. And after that, we will do some more Man in the Suit, which we haven't gotten to do much of lately. It seems like it's been a really long time since the last time I hung out with you guys. I'm really excited to do another stream. I always have fun doing this with you all. Well, anyway, let's get started with the first one. First story is going to be String Theory. And this is the one that I've read before, but I don't really remember it all that well. And this is by Tesla. So let's get started on that. Have you ever had an experience that suggested someone else was in your house and just thought, I don't want to know, and left it? Sometimes the fear of the unknown is preferable to facing a real, concrete danger. Normally, it's nothing, though. One time, the beeper function of my wireless house phone went off when I was the only one home. It could only be called from the living room. Another time, I swear someone took some change from my desk. They're all probably only slightly disconcerting tricks of the memory. But what would you do if something truly suggestive happened? Would you run, fight, or just ignore it like I did? Last Monday was a normal day. I got up, brushed my teeth, changed into school clothes, all parts of my little morning ritual. It seemed like it would be another totally unnoteworthy 24 hours until I saw the strings. There were 3 or 4 thick twine strings in my room. They crisscrossed between the walls around my bed, one attached to the door. No way would I have missed them before. I should have tripped over them. They were tied to pins in the walls, which had also not existed 10 seconds ago. Nobody could have been in my room while I was in it, let alone set this up. I simply discredited the sight. Untying the strings and leaving them balled up on my desk before departing for school. It was early, and my brain wasn't processing things correctly. That must have been what was happening. It didn't get any better later. Outside my house, there were hundreds of them, tied between houses, around cars, across streets. This had to be some sort of super elaborate prank. Like one of those hidden camera shows, or a comedy improv blog. They had gotten everyone else to play along too. Passersby were tangled in them, tying them to objects they were walking towards and away from, as if they had been and were continuing to follow the course laid out for them. I nervously continued my journey to school. On the bus, everyone except me was tied to the door. At school, groups of friends were tied to each other, and teachers were tied to their desks and boards. Oddly enough, at this point, all I could wonder was why I had been left out. When my friend Lucy sat beside me in first period, she simply plunked her bag down on my lap and rested her chin in her hand, looking right past me to the window outside. "Hey, Lucy." No response. "Come on, I didn't expect you to be in on this, too." She sighed and started taking books from her bag. All the books were tied to her hands. I grinned and yanked one of the strings off a book. She didn't seem to notice, instead simply disregarding the book completely, letting it drop to the floor without a moment's hesitation. I leaned down, picking up her book and placing it back on her desk. She took no notice. "Well, if that's how we're going to play it," I smiled, trying to look playful, but really hiding my nervousness. I bundled all the strings attached to her together with one hand and pulled them all free. She blinked, turning to stare at me. "Holy crap, Martin! You're like a ninja or something." I smiled again, relieved that my friend had finally noticed me. "I've been sitting here for maybe 10 minutes. Where did all these strings come from?" she gasped, seemingly perceiving them for the first time. "I assumed you were all fucking with me." She stood up, backing into a corner. No one else in the class noticed. "They weren't here just a minute ago. Do you see them too?" Her tone made it clear she was genuinely scared. No, didn't you?" I was interrupted by my teacher slamming the door behind her. Everyone except me and Lucy murmured a good morning, and still, no one seemed to pay attention to us and pay either of us any attention. "People have been ignoring me all day," I said to Lucy, before turning to our teacher. "Hey, dumb bitch, you can't teach for shit." No reaction. "I'm getting away from all this stuff." Lucy pulled a few strings aside and left the class. I followed, and surprise, surprise, no one cared. We wandered the corridors, leaving and entering classes as we saw fit. Whenever we untied a chair or book from someone else, it was like it suddenly didn't matter to them. It didn't exist. I showed her the street outside. There were more strings than when I came in this morning, twice as many. On a few occasions, I suggested we untie a few more people. Lucy was opposed to it, though, remembering how terrified she'd been. We carefully picked our way through the tangle, making our way to a nearby coffee shop. Not particularly grand, I know, but what would you do in our situation? As I said, fear of the unknown sometimes feels like the safer option. In the coffee shop, we grabbed a couple of sandwiches and drinks from the fridge. We found a table, untied all the strings attached to the chairs, and sat down. We both ate in silence, too scared to talk, distracting ourselves by watching the strangers in the shop, who were oblivious to their surroundings. After 20 minutes, Lucy spoke up. "Now she's going to take that sandwich," she said, pointing at a woman across the shop. Sure enough, She walked to the fridge and took a plastic wrapped sandwich she was tied to. She pays for it and leaves. She did so, according to the prophecies of the strings. That guy doesn't intend to pay. I watched as a man took his coffee and ran out of the store, the two servers looking too exasperated to go after him. "This is horrible," she whimpered. "Let's go, please." Outside wasn't much better. Everyone just followed the string's instructions, going about their daily lives. Lucy announced she was going home to sleep this off, and I agreed to walk her there. She only lived 10 minutes away. "Hi, Drambeak. Good to see you." "I'm glad to see you." Oh, wow, I just said I'm glad to see you. That's where my head's at today. This is why I need to just read a story, because I don't have to actually use any complex thought. I can just read what's in front of me. But yeah, happy to see you here. I hope you stick around and enjoy the stories. Right now we're reading String Theory, and no thought. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. But it is a Sunday, so, I'll allow myself. Outside wasn't much better. Everyone just followed the string's instructions, going about their daily lives. Lucy announced she was going home to sleep this off, and I agreed to walk her there. She only lived 10 minutes away. Away from the busier part of town, there were fewer strings. It was nicer. We could pretend this wasn't happening. When we turned onto Lucy's street, she stopped, her mouth falling open. "What now?" I broke the silence, my voice sounding surprisingly small. "Look." She pointed at something outside one of her neighbor's houses. I saw it clearly, and I'll remember that moment till the day I die. A dark little imp, maybe 3 feet tall, was walking along with its knuckles on the ground, almost like a monkey. It had 2 bulbous yellow eyes taking up about half its face, and no mouth or any other facial features. It was holding a hammer and a ball of twine, which it was letting roll out behind it. It walked quickly and quietly from the front door of the house to the mailbox. It stopped, hammered a nail into the side of the box, and tied a string around it. Then it turned and stopped when it spotted us. My bottom fell out even further than it had already gone, but the thing just stared with a look of surprise and curiosity. You could almost say it was the more frightened one. Suddenly, it beckoned us with the tiny hand. I looked at Lucy. She hadn't moved. I looked back at the imp, which kept looking at me. I halved the distance between us, and then halved it again. This wasn't fear of the unknown anymore. It was fear of this little guy. But he didn't seem like anything to be scared of. When I was a meter away from it, it extended its hand. Hi. I shook it. It nodded in approval, blinking its massive yellow eyes up at me. "So, you're the ones in charge of the strings?" It nodded eagerly. I called Lucy over, but she stayed where she was. "There are more of you?" Another nod. I wanted to ask it so many questions about what it was and where it came from, but it seemed, for now, I was stuck with only yes or no questions. "Do we even have free will?" It just looked at me again, almost sadly. I immediately felt sick to my stomach and couldn't bear being near it anymore. I grabbed Lucy, who had been listening to our exchange, and was now sat on the curb with her head in her hands. Come on. We entered her house, and I made her a cup of tea. When I found her in the living room, she had untied her dog and was curled up with it, crying. I set the tea down and sat beside her. I'm so scared, she whispered, after a good 10 minutes of sobbing. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I'm going to sleep, she mumbled suddenly, and was under within the minute. Sleep was starting to sound pretty good all of a sudden. My eyelids felt like they were being weighed down, in fact. I collapsed to the rug, and the last thing I heard before I fell asleep was the scurrying of several sets of little feet nearby. I felt much better the next day, as if the whole affair had been a dream. I'd probably have believed that if I hadn't been awoken by Lucy's mother that morning, who was wondering what I was doing sleeping over without permission. Over breakfast, Lucy asked me why I looked so pale and nervous. I turned to her and smiled, mumbling something about feeling sick. But the truth was, I was scared because I couldn't see any strings and was wondering whether my actions were truly my own. The end. A bit of a lackluster ending, I think. I think they could have drawn it out a lot more, but I certainly like the idea of this story. It is kind of terrifying to think that we don't have free will. Hi, Mew. Thanks for popping in. We're just reading some spooky stories. No more tentacles. I had enough tentacles when we played Slender. Alright, so let's move on to the next story. And of course, if any of you have recommendations, I think what I'm going to start doing is I'll check out the recommendations and leave them for the next Sunday, because I do want to make this a regular, I don't know what you'd call it, a regular stream style, I guess. Yeah, I like reading these creepypastas, so I wanna keep doing it as long as y'all enjoy it. Alright, so this next story is called Wriggling Trees, and it's by William C. When I was a kid, we had these unreachable giant pine trees sitting down a long embankment behind my house. I say they were unreachable only because my parents would repeatedly warn me not to approach the hill to get a closer look. It's not like it was a particularly steep hill looking back, but to my child's sensibilities, there was still an element of danger to the approach, especially because Mom and Dad told me no without much elaboration. Obviously, I could have been seriously hurt if I lost my footing, but I rarely had any reason to visit that area, unless I was taking the trash out to a small gravel path where we kept our garbage bins. There's a rather unpleasant association I have with that old place now. I've since moved out, being in my 30s, but every now and then I try to run my brain back to that age where things seemed just off. You know what I mean. That thing where as a kid, you're dead certain about the little things coinciding with each other. But because it was so long ago, there's no way to empirically prove it. There were a lot of little things that contributed to that unpleasantness, but the primary element was the trees. I don't have any specific memories from that house by now, but I do remember the pines. I remember looking at them from my bedroom window at night, elevated just slightly above the ground floor, so I was more so on a second floor. I could see down the embankment so that the forest below was just barely able to peek out. I'd see the trees swaying in the night breeze, black giants contrasting against a dark blue sky. I'd fixate on two specific trees, ones that were slightly shorter than the rest of their siblings. Maybe it was my kid brain overthinking. Maybe it was the effect of staring for too long at shadows with nebulous outlines. But in my mind's eye, I could see them swaying in the opposite directions of the other trees, often asynchronously. Sometimes they'd stand still completely, even during turbulent storms. It didn't make much sense to me, but in a small way, my kid mind rationalized it as myself simply not understanding all the complexities of wind physics and nature working in tandem. But the excuses of not understanding would rapidly give way to doubt. After all, if I didn't understand why they do what they do, would that not justify my delusion? And in my head, for some insane reason, I felt like they were watching me as they danced sleepily. Hi, Derpy. How are you doing today? I hope you've had a good Sunday. We're just reading a few creepypastas right now. This one is called Wriggling Trees. I've got a few lined up. It's been nice. That's good to hear. Hopefully relaxing or productive depending on what you wanted to get done today. I think I am also a little later on in the stream today. I think we're going to have a little chat about the future of the stream. So if you want to, stick around for that or pop in later, I'll probably have it highlighted as a video. We'll see. I'm still not good with the video editing stuff, but no time like the present to try, I guess. Let's see, where was I? In the same way a kid peeks out from barely open crescent eyes to fool their parents, but in a patently obvious way that might make the parents aware the kid was awake. Almost like an inside joke, I suppose. They were watching me. They were pretending not to be alive, to simply be trees in the only way a tree can be. But they knew I was watching, and that's why they danced the way they did when it was only me awake at 10 p.m., a time I should have been long asleep. In my perception, they could only know I was awake if they saw me open the blinders, so I'd push my iris as closely as possible to the tiny little gap where the blinder string pushed through, so that there was no perceivable way for them to know I was watching them back. But perception itself is a curse of sorts. All you have to do is be aware of something for it to be in your radius of knowledge, and in that sense, it becomes aware of you in return. It only went downhill after my blinders became damaged from my repeated and more frantically curious observations. Due to my bending them to look out the window, either while watching my dad come home from work or the former nighttime ritual, one blinder eventually bent far enough that it snapped off. So now my window had in itself a doorway for the unsettling trees to progress into my room and my mind. And once this came to pass, more and more strange things began to occur, both inside the house and around the property. One event involved my study of the grass leading up to the hill where the trash cans lay. I noticed swirling patterns that prior had not been there. A sort of snaking motion that led away from the forest below. It was so obvious a change it was impossible not to notice. But still, I had no way to confirm since I had no way to compare the prior texture. No evidence, no proof. The trees continued their motions, even on spring days, where the world desired to stand still with eyes closed to the sun. A certain dampness began to settle into the foundations of my home. Another small thing to overlook as a child, due to my parents motioning not to concern myself. But nights spent listening through the walls informed me that the house's stability was becoming an issue. The ground beneath was apparently built on less than stable material when we'd first moved in, and now, years later, we were beginning to see a very gradual but inevitable shift towards the hillside. We would have to move out within a year or two. Another night, something awful clawed its way out of my imagination. Our house was small, more of a tube with 3 sections. The living room where the entrance lay, a kitchen with some space for a table, a hallway with stairs leading to the basement, and then my room at the very end. My bed was positioned in such a way that I could basically look all the way down to the living room, oftentimes with the door open for some bizarre reason that I'll never understand. Ambient lighting from outside was minimal in the area we lived in, so as a result, the living room was often pitch black past the portal. And I would stare into this area sometimes, remembering what my mom told me about staring at something too long without thinking, idle eyes and all that. Many times, I'd begin to see movement, the silhouette of a man silently making his way towards me as I lay there, paralyzed until closing my eyes. Of course, he never got any closer, but I could very well see his bulky figure, assuredly stepping through the portal to reach my room. My being aware of him was enough to bring him to life. But this one night was different. I heard the house creaking and settling in the breeze of the landscape. Something was worming its way in. And again, I watched and waited for the shadow man to make his approach. He took a lot longer to appear this time, and when he did, the stress of my recent overthinking began to stretch the apparition to its logical extremes. He was misshapen this time. Lopsided like the fist of a god pressed him into clay putty nonsense shape. Instead of the obvious shimmering hallucinatory outline I'd become familiar with, he was lined with squirming, wriggling lines, black enough to have no discernible details, but material enough to display the sheen of some shiny, hairy, perhaps viscous material. It watched me for what felt like eons that night before stumbling out of view. I saw his bulbous head peek back into the doorframe for a second, showing some tenuous understanding of the mutual observation that was taking place. And as my heart froze into a block of ice, the Shadow Man melted into little black worms and scurried into the darkness. After we moved out prematurely due to a prominent black mold issue, the years passed in a faded blur. As with all childhood nightmares, the details I felt were real enough to ask my parents about, but were dismissed with notions of, oh, that didn't happen, or you probably just imagined it. You always had an active mind, kiddo. It would have to suffice until recently, after memories of the incident drove my curiosity to its breaking point. As an adult, you have the power to strip your nightmares bare, and as an accomplished writer, I desired to farm some inspiration for future works. I found the old address and drove out to it one afternoon. The ambiguously rural cul-de-sac was still there, untainted by time or the pale blue noon sun, still green and luscious as the day we left. And unsurprisingly, the house was gone. The foundation had long since been paved over with cement and overgrown with various weeds and sticker brush. It was amazing seeing just how tiny that little shithole was, but I was also grateful we'd had it at all. Feeling myself tense up, I crept towards the fabled hill I'd never before had access to. By my own authority, I strode to the edge and gazed across the forest top, and trailed my way down to where those two trees once stood. It defies all logic, what I saw down there. The way I'd heard my parents describing the structural decay definitely implied that the house would be a crumpled mess by the time we left. Even a child would be sure of it. And yet, down where the nightmare trees of my childhood stood waving in anticipation for my return, there was my house, nestled between them like some strange face resting chin down at the tree-line entrance. It looked pretty much the same, just positioned downward at about 30 to 40 meters on the incline, which was not as steep as I remembered, so that I could see a bit of the roof as well. In fact, I was acutely aware of just how close the trees were, and I felt my gut sink. The hollow windows blinked back at me. I stood there for ages as the gentle breeze began to settle in, feeling a lot like how I felt during those sleepless nights when the Shadow Man tried creeping into my room. Except this time, when I closed my eyes, it didn't go away. The house, the trees, the strangely snaking grass path, it was all still there and very real. And even worse, as I stared out into the weird knoll that lay at the bottom of the hill, I realized that much of it stood out in startling contrast to its surroundings. The trees, my house, and even a patch of the sky behind the tree line were somehow more saturated, more fuzzy than the objects and space adjacent. I can't describe it well enough. It was like someone had painted a blurry image of that scene over my own vision along where I was looking, I bobbed my head frantically, trying to discern what exactly was the change taking place. I stepped down the hill, inching closer to the playfully teasing trees, and then my house began to wave back, shimmying like a tree. The clouds in the sky above the tree line squirmed in place, their white puffs turning inward into centipedal spirals. And as I inspected closer and closer, it was with dawning horror that I recognized the shape of the thing I was looking at in my fragmented understanding of reality. Hi, Sawi. It's good to see you. I hope you've had a pretty alright day today. We're just relaxing with a little bit of spooky stories. So I hope you're nice and comfy and relaxed and ready to settle in. Yeah, it was a good day. I'm glad to hear it. Or at least decent. The trees, the house, the ground, and even the sky were all made of that same wriggling, teasing, malignant shape the Shadow Man had turned into that one night ages ago. Like an infection, a growth. It had spread to its surroundings in a two-dimensional facsimile of the area I'd grown to know. Maybe it was my perception that fed it, or maybe it had been feeding on something else. Maybe we had escaped just in time. As I came within 10 feet, a gut-churning distance, knowing what I know now, I tried to peek past the tree line, desperate to dispel my feverish delusions with one last feeble attempt. Beyond the spot where the visual aberration ended was a wall of writhing parasites extending into the forest some unknown distance back. Black, vile little creatures that changed color the closer to the vantage point perspective they came. They perfectly mimicked every point of color, every leafy detail, every brick and every panel of the house, even the flat blue color of the sky and the white of the clouds so many meters high. This whole location was just a giant parasitic mimic, with the two original trees as the focal point. They knew I was there, and that's why they stood waiting and watching for as long as they did. They waited for me to come back so that I could continue feeding them with attention. I left not too long after, my stomach tied into knots as I avoided the rear-view mirror. Even now, in the safety of my apartment, I never tend to stare for very long at any given spot for too long. No moving shadows holding my attention. No ambiguous shapes on the horizon give me intrigue. All I desire is to quell the worming sensation that occasionally erupts from my brain, lest it grow into a writhing alien that consumes my vision and dreams. The end. I was quite fond of that one. It started off a little slow, but I suppose it was necessary to build things up. I wish there was maybe a little more, but I do like that the author doesn't go into too much detail about what we're actually seeing. It's purely just observation. Well, to answer your question earlier, finished drawing some fan art of all of Ryan's mods together and got to show him it. So pretty productive. That's really cool. Is that in the server? Because I'd love to see that. So that's just you, Foxroll, and Bobo, right? It's in the Hobo fan. I'll have to check it out later. I'm really excited to see that. I love seeing people's fan arts. All right. Ooh, and Ender the cat. Aww. Right. Well, let's see. Oh, this one's a longer one, so I think we'll break for a second just to have a quick little chat. Oh, no, I don't want to grab both screens, just the camera. So, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I plan on doing with this stream, because I also want to hear your feedback about everything. It's kind of hard to get out of the narration way of speaking. I keep slipping back into it like I'm telling a story. Anyway, oh, let me pull up the notes. I made notes so that I wouldn't forget anything. So first off, I do want to tell you all how much I appreciate you all being here. I didn't expect that when I started streaming, much of anyone would care to actually watch. So the fact that any of you keep coming back here, it's really cool. And so, I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope I can keep entertaining you all. But one of the main thing I think I wanted to bring up with y'all is I'm considering... Oh, thank you, Derpy. I don't think I'm pretty cool. I think I'm quite a dork, honestly. But, I won't argue with you. I'm thinking I'm gonna drop Life is Strange from my streaming schedule. Dorks are cool. In certain circles, I suppose, Sawi. Like, as much as, I enjoy Life is Strange, it doesn't fit what I want to do with the stream. Like, with all the cutscenes, I don't want to talk through the cutscenes, but I also don't want to, make you guys wait through the cutscenes for me to start talking again, because that's the main thing I want to do with this stream stuff. I want to talk with you guys. And for how slow it goes, I just feel like there are probably some better games we could play on our Wednesdays instead. So I wanted to bring that up with all of you, because I didn't want to drop anything until, I had spoken with you guys, seen what you think of everything. And I do have some other games in mind that we could play instead for, those desktop game Wednesdays. I need to think of a good catchy name for what we do on Wednesdays. But yeah, that's kind of the big thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna stream yet. Like I said, I have ideas. I was thinking maybe tomorrow at some point I can kind of go through my Steam library with you all, and you can tell me what games appeal to you. Derpy, that makes sense to you, and you feel stopping right after chapter 1 is a decent point to cut it off. Yeah, I think you're right. We lost Gabe and we just gave up. That's it. We're gonna live our quiet life there. That's the end of our Life is Strange story. I am considering, though, maybe continuing it as a YouTube only video. That way, I can edit out any parts that are too dull and just, taking too long. I'm not sure if I'll do that yet or not, though. We'll have to see. I don't really know much about editing, so it'll be a learning experience. Um, that after that, you'd love to see it. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I felt kind of bad about dropping it, because I know a couple of you did show up for um, the Life is Strange episodes, somewhat, at least somewhat consistently, and I feel like I owe you a true end to the story. Uh, but oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? It was something else related to Life is Strange. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, no worries, Sawi. I never expect you all to be in chat. Like, if you can't make it for whatever reason, you are under no obligation to be here. You don't owe me that or anything. I'm just happy to see you all when you show up. You know, I want you to live your lives outside of this stream. I've seen, you know, people who follow streamers and show up for. Oh, just wanted to. Oh, you mean you just wanted to show up? Derpy, if you'll be honest, you were showing up more for hanging out with me than the game, so you're not very affected by the decision. Aw, I appreciate that, guys, because that is what I want to do. Like, with these streams, it's not about the game, it's about finding cool stuff to do with you guys. That's what I want to do with this stream. So it if you guys are feeling the same way about that, I'm glad we're on the same page, and I want to keep trying different content to keep things interesting, and see what other viewers we can attract to join our little online club, family, whatever you want to call it. So, on the topic of introducing more more varied content, I am finally hoping Cricket fam, all my little love bugs. I ordered a new tether cable for my headset, which will make streaming a lot easier. I won't have these in and out kind of disconnections. The power issue does seem to be under control now, so we don't have to worry about that, thank goodness. We're almost in a spot where we can have a respectable stream without, regular issues. But yeah, if the cable arrives before Friday, like I think it should, I want to implement on Friday Night Frights, which I've kind of mentioned wanting to do on stream before. And that's just gonna be, some different horror game every Friday. Because y'all know I like horror, and the horror content that I've done has seemed to resonate with a lot of you all. My horror stuff tends to garner more views and more activity in chat a lot of times too. So, if you guys like it and I like horror, I am more than willing to play more horror, and I'm really excited for it. I've wanted to implement this for like a couple weeks now, but the issues made me hesitant to. Derpy, yay, no more technical difficulties that weren't caused by me, at least. Yeah, we will still have some jank. This at the beginning of this stream even, I forgot to unmute myself again. I need to be better about that. But yeah, I need you guys to watch out for me. I'm a half-brained cricket, and sometimes my girlfriend has the full brain cell, so sometimes it's just empty up in here. I need your help. I need your supervision. The scuff adds to the charm. Well, I certainly hope so. It does make things difficult when I can't stream because of it, though. But yeah, the minor things, like, just as long as you can have patience with me, I'll get a hold on it. So we just blame Dram. I mean, we're kind of both at fault. Is that why one of your cat eyes are X'd out? You're working maybe. That can be canon now. This is where the brain cell got taken out, or the half brain cell. It's the entry point when Dram and I share. Well, I mean, one brain cell between Dram and I. Where was? Yeah, so tomorrow when we can, she's one of the lucky ones. Cricket lore. Oh, you got it somewhere. You just misplaced it, Sawi. Dram and I do it all the time. So tomorrow, when we look for a game to do on Wednesdays, we're also going to look for a horror game. And I certainly have no shortage of those that I still need to play. So yeah, I want to get you guys involved. I want to see what you guys want to watch. Hopefully enough. I know Mondays aren't the best time for slot for some of you, but you're always free to let me know in any old stream. I'm happy to hear your recommendations. Like on the last stream, I loved all the stuff you guys were telling me, and I was looking up on Steam and adding them to my wish list. So Friday Night Frights, those will be coming almost certainly this Friday. If the cable's not here in time, it'll be next Friday, but fingers crossed. I can't cross my fingers, so just pretend. Cricket just forgot to get the strainer for your pasta and just dropped it in the sink. Oh no, how much of it went down the drain, Sawi? You see my brain cell? Please tell you where. I'm sorry, it's overseas. I'll keep an eye out if it washes up on shore somewhere. So you had a thought, Derpy. You seem to be enjoying reading creepypastas. What do you think about reading some SCP entries? I would definitely be into reading some SCP entries. I'm afraid of some of them being overly dry, though, so it's definitely one, the sort of thing where I'm going to need your recommendations, because there's so many, and I'll want to, review them ahead of time just to make sure, because, with the Godzilla NES creepypasta, for example, it was a really interesting story, but as far as a stream story, it came off a little dry, especially since you guys couldn't see the pictures, and a lot of it was just descriptions of the gameplay. So that's something I want to get better at too, is kind of predicting how these things are gonna perform on stream. Derpy, yeah, oh, sorry, none, but you can't keep eating sink spaghetti. I mean, just as long as you're keeping a clean sink, that's okay. Just, don't be dropping it on any old food, and I think you're good. Derpy, yeah, that would have to be a recommendation kind of thing to sort out the ones too big for streams. Yeah. for sure. Sawi, you love SCP, know nothing about it but love the vibe. Yeah, I do too. When I originally got into it, I think they were only up to like they weren't even all the way to 200 SCPs, I think. And now what do they have like 2000 or something, right? I have no idea. I haven't looked recently, but it really exploded. And I'm happy for the success. And anyone who's, found enjoyment writing entries for it. I did think they're on series 7000. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's insane. How about horror visual novels? Yeah, that could definitely be something we do. Sundays, I want to keep them mostly just stories, stories and videos, because I like doing the analog horror with you guys as well, and these narrations have been a lot of fun. So Sundays, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and we can add horror visual novels to that perhaps, or we can do those on Friday Night Frights, kind of a either or thing. So yeah, Friday Night Frights. And then tomorrow, I also want to try doing a bit of a cozier stream. Derpy. So yeah, you know a lot of good SCPs. Even have some physical books with a bunch of the more famous ones. That's really cool. I didn't know they had physical publications of them. Back in gosh, when was it? I think it was in college. So like back when I was still new to SCPs, I actually wrote an unofficial one myself. I think it's still posted up on my DeviantArt because I never got rid of that. Maybe one day I'll read it for you. I was actually pretty proud of it. It wasn't anything too amazing though. Sorry, like you'd say Slay the Princess could be yeah, Slay the Princess, and that's one that I've remained blind to. So I want any game that I stream, I would much rather go in blind so that we can experience it together. I mean, maybe you'll have played whatever game I'm playing, but I want to have reactions from a fresh point of view, because I feel like those are more entertaining and more fun. You will get me to play Umineko, you have my word. Is that the one with the girl with the pink sweatshirt with like the black and gray blocks on it? Is that what that game is, Sawi? Derpy, it was a Kickstarter. That makes a lot of sense. Sawi, wanna yeah, I'll consider reading it sometime if I can get past my own cringe. You guys gotta promise not to judge. My writing style back in college was... Oh, welcome Shinju boy. I'm glad you decided to join the stream today. I hope you're enjoying everything. And I hope you've been having a wonderful Sunday. I don't know how long you've been watching, but hey, 100 follow. I mean, let's stick it to 50 right now. 50, and 50 is actually where I need to get for affiliate status, which would be really cool to have. I'd feel like I'm actually a real streamer if I got affiliate. I'm practically there. It's just the followers I need. As far as hours streamed and average viewers, you guys have been great. You've got me all set. I just need to get more followers. But, we can be patient. We're not in any rush. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're gonna keep enjoying each other's company. Let's see. Lost my spot in chat. Sorry, don't worry, you'll fangirl about it next time we... Okay, yeah, you'll have to tell me all about the game, because I don't think I know what it is. If I do, I don't know it by name. Well, let's see. Derpy, what kind of horror do you find most interesting to find relevant SCPs? So, I have a very soft spot for cryptids. So, Mothman, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, all of them. Kind of Bigfoot, not as much. He gets kind of boring, in my opinion, because you see so much of him. I used to love the Chupacabra. That was a great one. I like regional cryptids too. There's so many more than, just the big famous ones. But besides that, cosmic existential horror is very nice. I like that. And things with time. Time is like, I don't know. I like any sort of sci-fi or even drama, fantasy, horror, whatever. Like, if it involves like some sort of time travel or distortion, I don't know why. I get sucked in a little easier. But yeah, I'm pretty much open to any sort of horror. Ooh, body horror. I like body horror a lot, but I don't know how extreme we can go with that stuff on Twitch. Honestly, we might end up riding the line with some of the content we do, and hopefully I'll never get a ban or anything, but I like disturbing stuff and I hate censorship, so it almost seems inevitable. Read my... okay, I'll read it to you guys next Sunday. How about that? Because I'd have to go dig it up again. I'd have to go to my DeviantArt, and I don't know if I'm ready for that today. Gosh, I had a lot of cringy stuff. There were a lot of things I was actually happy with that I wrote on there too. I do want to try and maybe in the future write some actual creepypastas for you too, so I can narrate original work instead of, something that someone else has posted online. Sorry, maybe if I would advertise. I know I did self-promote like once, and I don't think I got many clicks from it. And I know I should be more assertive with it, but I'm not very good at selling myself. Mew, cryptics, local legends, and folklore. Campfire horror stories are your go-to. Campfire horror stories are really fun, and one of these Sundays you actually, mentioned it, Mew, and I think it's a great idea. I usually do it in like, this cozy rainy place now. But yeah, I should try to find a good campfire setting to tell some of these stories in, and maybe I'll find one of those next time. But yeah, I think that's I need to hydrate. I think that's about all for what I wanted to talk with you all about as far as the future of the stream. And you guys can always be honest with me if you don't think something's going over well on stream, or you're not as into something I started doing. Let me know about it. Oh, sorry, I'm getting my water. Let me mute myself so I don't give you the noises. Don't let me forget to unmute, okay? Okay, I'm looking at the mic level and I am definitely unmuted this time. Derpy, then your recommendation for time-based and existential is SCP-2718. What happens after? I'll make a note of that real quick. I'll have to start keeping a list of things you guys recommend me. Oh, come on, keyboard. Right. SCP-2718. Perfect. Oh my gosh. No, I can't be muted. I see the mic level going. You better be messing with me, Sawi. Oh my gosh, you dork. I'm too gullible for this stuff. Gosh, you guys. Always teasing me. Oh, I forgot to finish my thought from earlier. I get distracted so easily. So with tomorrow, I want to do kind of a cozy chat or cozy stream for our kind of miscellaneous Monday. And I'd kind of like to mess around with thoughts. You get those? I've been known to. I kind of want to mess around with some ASMR stuff for at least a part of it. So mostly visual stuff like I've been doing here. But there's like some other things like I've seen people do, like, you know, the twist and pull. It's like I can do it IRL, but it's harder on in VR. And so I kind of want to mess around with that, see what y'all like and stuff, and probably just, you know, have some, you know, sleepy rambles. Unwritten rule of Twitch chat is to bully the streamer whenever given the chance. Alright, that's fair. I do deserve it. I've done plenty of teasing in my time. I am quite an instigator. Drives interaction. You are right. Alright, bully away, everyone. Just don't be too mean. I think that finally is it, though, for our messages today. So we have about 45 minutes left in our scheduled stream. So would you all prefer another creepypasta narration, or do you want to go watch some more Man in the Suit? We can do either one. We can do both too. But I think given how long this next one is, it might take the majority of our time left. So maybe we should just go to analog horror, because last time we didn't get to do very much. We got like, what, 1 or 2 videos? I don't remember. Well, I'm also a slow reader. I don't know how to like describe how long it is, but I can scroll down a little while here. It seems pretty long, and it's very text heavy. It's got some big paragraphs, like more than 2 sentences. So it's fancy stuff. So back, what was it? It was like in grade school or something. Um, I was convinced that for something to be a paragraph, it had to have at least 5 sentences in it, because like teachers would give us writing assignments and they'd say, like, all right, you need to write 2 paragraphs or whatever. Needs to be at least 5 sentences to be a paragraph. And I thought that was just like, that was just grammar rule. So it was weird to me whenever there were like individual sentences set alone. I was like, no, that's not a paragraph. But I'm a little bit smarter now. I know a few more things than I used to. Yeah. Visual ASMR is so hard in VR chat, but I always enjoy watching it. So I wanna give it more of a shot. But yeah, let's go watch. I don't know. Let's go watch some Man in the Suit, unless you guys really want another creepypasta. I'll pull up the world. And as always, like, if you guys have any creepypastas or games or anything you want to recommend, just shout them out at me and I'll take a look at them. All right. Analog horror. I guess we're not going to have Maria here. I haven't seen her in chat. It'll be a much calmer instance without her. Love the girl, but she is chaos incarnate. All right. Pulling up the world, and I think she already knows, but if you tell her, like, she'll probably take it out on me. I'll get in trouble. All right, off we go. Okay, I need to move my chair out of the way. I've been sitting on my streams so far. I've never done that before. I'm usually sitting on my bed. It was definitely more comfy. I think I'm gonna do that in the future for my narrations. All right. Whoops, not that one. One of these days I'll get them right. Oh my gosh, don't look there. What are you doing? It's not very appropriate, chat. I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a dress. Alright, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. I don't really need this screen anymore. Get rid of you. Alright, just me and you, chat. Didn't wash it. Didn't wash what? Let's skip that. Okay, so which episode were we on for the Man in the Suit? I think we watched 3 of them, right? We watched Godzilla suit incident, Anguirus suit incident, and Godzilla Encounter was the King Kong one. Oh wait, no. Godzilla Encounter was the one where the guy saw Godzilla in the hallway, right? But where's the... Are these out of order? Does the order matter? I mean, the order's gotta matter. Oh, hi Chome, good to see you. Last one we watched was Godzilla and King Kong. Okay, didn't we watch We did watch one where they encountered Godzilla in or the man in the suit in like a dark hallway or something, right? Or what? No, that was the same one, wasn't it? Okay. So, yeah, that would be the Godzilla encounter. So, I guess these are in order. So, we want... Does it show the title? It's very dark. No title. I think I tried that before. But yeah, this one is Depiction of Growth, 1962. So, let's get this set up. I never get sick of popping the tape into the VHS. Wow, oh my gosh, the VCR. So it bothered me so much when I started hearing people say VHS players instead of VCRs, but it started happening enough so now I do it occasionally and I hate that I do it. But, all right, we'll get set up right here. I need to get the mirror on. Right. Get rid of pillows. Low quality mirror or high quality? You want low quality. Oh, actually, this one works. Okay. Derpy, you're welcome. Thank you, Derpy. You always have my back. Alright. So let's set you up. Right here. And I'll get myself down in the corner a little bit. Alright. Anchor you all. Then let me switch to invite so if anyone wants to pop in, they're able to. So we'll watch probably a few of these depending on how long each of them are. Maybe I can get closer. Oh, yeah, maybe like this. That kind of works out well. Seems like I'm big enough at the side here. So, yeah, we'll do this. I think this works out. What do you guys think? All right. I was startled by the first encounter of the man in the suit. Made me more curious than ever. Oh, make sure my audio is all up. So you should be able to hear when I start it. Might harm me of doing this, but I need answers. I mean, honestly, I'd be curious too. Gone to to one of my friends who is smart with this stuff. Won't name her, so I'll call. Oh, I'm not a very fast reader. Recorded this section of the call. Oh wait, no, we started this one, but we had issues, didn't we? Yeah.
Body explodes in the suit, then it reshapes itself in the suit. How do I explain this?
Can y'all hear?
Imagine a cream-filled donut. Without the cream, it's mostly a flat donut. That was the suit before, but because of the filling. The man, it basically filled up all the space. But him and a cream-filled donut are different. The cream and donut are separate entities. There is a barrier so they don't mix. The man in the suit, however...
Yeah, I remember that too, Derpy.
It's fusing with the suit. His teeth would be the suit's. Whatever he took.
So maybe this is the one where he sees him in the hall.
Like a creature than a human. Soon he will have animalistic properties, like using its teeth more effectively, and would be able to
his eyes could move.
But in this photo, his eyes flashed back.
Okay, yeah, that's the encounter I remember.
You need to try and put him down. If not, it is probably too late for mankind.
Alright, so we gotta kill Shinji. Or, wow, Shinji? Goji? What the heck? I was thinking Shin Godzilla, that's why. Because, I remember them saying stuff that was, yeah, this is straight up Shin Godzilla. Because he kept mutating and stuff. So yeah, we did watch this one last time. It was very quiet though, so it was kind of hard to hear. Still is quiet, but this was a nice refresher. Because I thought I asked for one drawing but got 3. I don't remember the drawings offhand. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. He's got a serious underbite. Yeah. See? Shin Godzilla right there. This... I don't know if we're actually supposed to hear what was said there. It didn't sound like it was much of anything. It sounded like a lot of gibberish. Right. Let's switch you so you can come with me to get the other tape. So yeah, even though we did see that one, it was nice to get that recap. Alright. Come on, let's go get the next one. Oh my gosh, did I? Oh, no, I was just lower. I thought I shrunk or something. Okay, so next we just watched Depiction of Growth. So now we need, I don't know what it is, it's completely in Japanese, but it's 1958, so this is going to be before all that stuff. Right. Oh, so we're just watching the tape that he found, I guess. Let me just show it. Yes, please do, just show it. I hope it shows more of the, like, mutation stuff. Well, I don't speak Japanese, so oh wait, are those subtitles up there? If they are, I can't read them. I assume they're gonna explain what's going on here. Wow, this is a 5-minute video. I wonder if it's gonna stay like this. Oh, here we go. Oh, come on. Do something, video. I'm getting antsy. Oh. What are we looking at? It kind of reminds me of like the elephant's foot in what is it? Is it Chernobyl where the elephant's foot is? It's just like a big mass of like radioactive waste or something. I don't know. This tape is... I'm kind of disappointed with where the series is going. I almost want to skip ahead to the next suit incident. But there's only like 4 of those or something. My gosh. When I'm in front like this, I can like point. It's like I'm a weather girl or something. See. And here you can see we have a cold front at the toe area. I kind of wanted... Yeah, I cannot understand a word they're saying. I hope they're not saying anything important. Alright, if the next video is as much of a dud as this one, I'm gonna consider just skipping ahead to one that sounds interesting. It's probably not the best way to do it, but... Man, this is a banger. Would definitely put that on my Spotify. Oh, something happening? Is this Godzilla again? Kinda looks like a mutant horse to me. Like, you know, the ears and like the snout and stuff. I don't know, after the first 2 videos were so good, I'm disappointed with how it's doing. I want it to go back to what it was before. Alright. We'll try... Oh wait, no, that's just the one we watched. Mailed message. Dorsal extraction sounds interesting. Anguirus suit. Okay, we'll try one more in order, and if this one's a dud, we're gonna skip ahead to the ones that sound interesting. Unless you have any issue with me doing that. If you want to watch all of them in order, we can totally do that. So the next one is Mailed Message, and this one goes back to 1962 again. So this is like right after his conversation with that woman, maybe, I'm guessing, or before. It's the same year at any rate. Oh, okay, this is a little more interesting. No, I don't understand at all. These are scenes from the first Godzilla, aren't they? mean, this maybe could have been like a disgruntled employee. Ooh, or maybe, oh my gosh, what if that was the man in the suit doing this? And that's like why he wanted to mutate. Getting rid of... Yeah, if I recall, these have all been scenes from the first Godzilla. Oh my gosh, Godzilla came out of the picture. It's just like sinister. Ooh, okay. What you doing, Godzilla? Oh my gosh, that is creepy. It's rather unsettling. I like it. Feel it's better you stay engaged than bored and knowing all the... Yeah, that's true, Derpy. This one was actually interesting, though. I liked this one. Not as much as the first two. None of them are living up to the first two, unfortunately. But this one was enough that it gives me some faith that some of the others are a little better than the last couple we've seen. So let's... Oh, is my, is me being in the mirror, like, moving around and stuff, is that obnoxious or anything, or do you guys mind? I would just rather, I like kind of keeping moving like that. A little antsy, I suppose. Alright, so this is the dorsal extraction video. I'm hoping this one's good. This one sounds like it would be interesting. As long as it's kind of gruesome. Didn't look professional. Okay, so what are we seeing? Nobody at Toho mailed. I mean, someone totally could have been lying though, right? Must have thought I was telling people. They were correct. They were right to fire him. Thankfully, had befriended somebody to be a spy. Ooh. Okay. Show us what's happening, guy. Came here. Oh. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is the video we're watching. I thought it was talking about that boring video from earlier. I think it's fun that you're doing a little dance while listening. Yeah, it's kind of just my anytime I'm just like standing around talking or whatever in VR chat, I'm just like either moving or giving head pats and face traces. Oh, so they've got a plan to do something about the man in the suit, I guess? Oh my gosh, I saw snow falling outside in the world, and it scared me because I just saw the movement. I shouldn't be, like, spooked by this. It's not particularly scary. Not to say that I'd want to encounter the man in the suit in real life. That would be terrifying. He was very cooperative. Oh, so did, was it a group of people who thought it would hurt him, but it didn't? So was it a group of people that arranged this? Like, maybe a bunch of people who were, upset about about the nuke being dropped and like wanting to get revenge. That's kind of the direction my head's going with this. Is that the man in the suit did this voluntarily. It's like some stop motion stuff. It's kind of too dark to tell much of anything. Huh. Surprised this isn't the end. Oh no. Huh. Interesting. So I wonder, oh, took pictures. Yes, show us the pictures. Show us the pictures. Yeah, show them to us. They better be creepy. Oh, it's a foot. Oh, it's blurry. Oh, it's nothing. Tail? Not even sure what that was. Not sure what that is. Come on, give us something. Ooh. I don't know, it's kind of uncanny creepy. Oh, that's the end of that one. Come on, scare me. Well, darn. Okay, next video. That one was, that one was interesting too. I just wish it didn't tease me so much. Okay. This one I'm excited about. This one's called Anguirus Suit, and it's from 1956. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Anguirus doing something. But yeah, kind of what I'm thinking is going on here so far is a group of people wanted to take like a radical revenge plot against, maybe the Americans for the nuke, because there was that one video talking about the guy being upset like his wife died and stuff. And I think this group wanted to make a Godzilla, so hence the man in the suit, and he just did this voluntarily. But what I'm still not sure of is like, so when he attacked the guy in the Anguirus suit, he kind of mutated him the same way, but he's attacked other people too. So like, I wonder what determines whether they get mutated or just die. Maybe it's like how badly he obliterates them or something. I don't know. Right. They finally found it. Yes, let us know. Because, like, they at least showed us that he mutated the same way as the man in the suit, the Godzilla suit. We've tried our best to comply with the other. Persistence hurts our finances. Why would you make a video of this, though? Oh, the man in the suit doesn't want to be seen? Yeah, is that really all? It is a short video. Wonder if it's a blood disease derpy, like the man in the suit's. Yeah, that could definitely be it. Try tried their best wanting to comply with Anguirus. Oh dear. Okay, that doesn't show much of anything. When are they gonna... There's a solid idea here, but I feel like we're not going into the stuff that makes it disturbing and scary as much. Battling a what? Oh my gosh! Mothra's coming! Mothra's one of my favorites. She's so cool. And she's got a great theme song. My gosh, yes! Come on, Mothra! Alright, Mothra better be next. But yeah, I think the blood disease thing is probably most likely so far, unless it's like some sort of parasitic thing. Alright. Oh, well, we're not getting Mothra yet. This one is Rare Newspaper 1964, so this one's the most current one we've seen so far. Before we start it though, I need another hydration break. Need to drink some water. Right. Oh, this one's a little longer, 6 minutes for this one. What time are we at? We might be able to actually get caught up with the series. Oh, right. Almost forgot to... Alright, actually, I think this will be the last video that we're about to watch, and then we'll take a little time to just wind down and say a nice cozy goodbye before we part ways. So we'll watch this one and then we'll just kind of get cozy for a bit. Alright. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't been arrested already. It seems like they definitely know he's up to stuff and meddling. If this was true though, it would be like so disturbing. I don't think I'd be able to just let it go either. I've kind of established somewhere in the making. Uh-oh, he escaped. I've kind of established through like games and just everyday life that I like to go towards the danger, at least when I have other people around me. If I have people with me, I get too brave and curious. My gosh, Godzilla in the news? Goji. Gotta go back home. Monstrous movie monster sighting. So at this point, how big actually is he? It's kind of unclear. Like if he's huge, are they keeping him in some warehouse? Okay. Better be a good one. Come on. That's... I don't know. I kind of like it, but it's definitely silly. Okay. Yeah, do it, kid. Try to take a picture. Alright, so that gave us a little more of the size that he is now. Derpy, you get it. Brave as long as you have a meat shield to fall back on. Maybe that's part of it. Like, I honestly, I don't know exactly what it is. Um, I think it's just the idea of having anyone for backup. Like, even if they don't do anything, and even if, oh, imagine that walking just like casually down the street. That would be so creepy. I mean, why does he have to draw a picture? Those were pretty good pictures the kid took. Seen the film with the... I know what Godzilla would look like. Kid's got a bit of tood. Rightfully so, though. Oh, okay. So he looks different enough that the kid was just like, no, this isn't my boy Goji. Ooh. I want to see like a realistic version of this. Ooh, better yet, I want to see like a full-length horror movie of the man in the suit. Oh, I mean that explains why the kid wasn't super freaked out about it. He's just like, nah, this is fake. Somehow kept changing. I guess that's the evolution stuff they were talking about. Oh, okay. This actually makes sense for a drawing then. Looks like an alien. He is very lanky though. That'd be a pretty awesome promo. Like, I kind of like, I don't know what you call them, like the guerrilla advertising, maybe? Huh. But like the way, Blair Witch Project advertised as though it was real. I love stuff like that. What was he doing outside? He didn't want to be inside anymore. Can't blame him for not wanting to be cooped up. Oh my gosh, they're teasing us with Mothra again. Alright, I think that's where we're gonna leave it as far as the man in the suit. And next Sunday, I think we'll be able to get it finished and then we can start on a new one. I'm thinking maybe because you guys wanted Walton Files and I'm kind of curious about it, so maybe maybe we'll start watching that, and we'll see how it is. How long is it though? I guess I can go check the tapes. Let's see. Walton Files. Where is it? I'm pretty sure they had it here. Oh, there it is, up there. Okay, yeah, Walton Files isn't too long. We should be able to do that. Personally voting for Vita Carnis. Okay, I did start that, so maybe we'll do Vita Carnis then. I'd love to hear all of your inputs, whatever you think would be best for me to go for. I do plan on, watching them all eventually anyway, but, if y'all want to see one before the others, we can definitely see about doing that. I don't know, do you guys like the lap position? It's kind of a different way to do it. I don't know if it feels cozy or weird. Oh, sorry, got in my leg. Today was fun. Thank you all for joining me for some creepypastas and Man in the Suit. It did kind of seem like people were more interested in the creepypastas though. These videos were a little on the slow side this time. Those first two were just, they were so good. It's a kind of high standard to live up to. Derpy, Vita Carnis is body horror and something alien integrating with natural life. Yeah, that does sound really good. And I remember, how much was it that I watched? I think it was maybe the first tape or whatever you want to call it, the first video I think I watched. And I was definitely intrigued by it. I wanted to watch more, but I just never got around to it. Yeah, it does sound interesting, so maybe we'll do that after Man in the Suit. Walton Files, I really don't know much of anything about, except that it's supposed to be good and I keep getting it recommended. You know what? We need a little music for this last bit of time. Oh, well, actually it's closer to time than I thought. So I'll just have to keep talking to block out the void. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this stream today. It was a little different. Maria's been here the past couple Sundays. Feels a little empty without her. I need to get good at making the sounds. I know some VR ASM artists will have sounds attached to their avatar. I don't really know anything about avatar customization though, but that might be something to look at in the future. You feel like the Man in the Suit is being held back by a lack of resources the creator has access to. It's mainly been text. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty spot on, and I can definitely respect that as someone who doesn't have a lot of different editing softwares or skills or fancy tech gizmos and stuff. In the past, I would like use that lack of resources to try and like it would just make me want to be more creative with like the writing I used to do. I would want to try like a different style where it's like unconventional or something. I'm really a fan of like unfiction, um, even if it's like, very obviously like fake. I think it's fun when you can pretend that something's real. And when that's why I like analog horror too. The format makes it easier to suspend your disbelief, and that's uh that's a lot of fun for me. The world can be kind of mundane, so it's nice. Don't get me wrong, the world is like an amazing place. For all the negative things that happen in it, there's still so much beauty and just amazing things that happen every day. But we get used to it and we get a little jaded with all of it. So the world can feel mundane, and it's nice to have things that can make us feel like maybe there's a little bit of magic out there, even if it is, scary stuff like analog horror type things. Uh, That's that's something I wanted to do when I was younger uh, with my writing. I wanted to do some like unfiction or um, like fictional reference material, like encyclopedias for monsters that don't exist and stuff. Because things like that do make you can leave the mundane behind for a little bit and believe it's all real. I would love to get some VR gloves so I could like I have the index controllers, so I can move the fingers individually, but it can still be tough sometimes to get them to do just what you want to do. So it'd be nice to have a VR glove. Could do some like I'm sure you've all probably done it before, but like you do like a squid motion with your hand. I can't do it in VR, but I love doing that motion. It's just kind of fun. Oh, hi Scarlett. No worries. Yeah, we're probably not gonna be on too much longer. I do enjoy just sitting here and talking and kind of giving you guys the pets and face traces. Um, it's a nice way to just wind down after a stream. Not that this one has been super exciting. It was just a bunch of narrations and a little bit of analog horror videos. But it's nice to just have a heart to heart and chat for a little bit. Just chattings are fun when you. Yes, exactly, Scarlett. Like, and not to say anything, like, I totally love all you lurkers just as much as the chatters. Like, you know, no preference. Just, I want you all to be happy. But yeah, it does get difficult when you don't have an active chat. some people can just kind of ramble their thoughts, and if I get on the right topics, that's definitely me. I can just go on, but sometimes it can be hard to think of new things, so having an active chat lets you play off of them. It lets you be more engaging and also talk about the things that they want to talk about. Um, you can tell. Oh my gosh. You guys can always tell me if I'm rambling about something you just don't care about too. I'm kind of used to that. Um, like it hasn't happened recently, but so like in the past I would be going on to something about whatever, and just talking to my brother about it and rambling on, and it's something he doesn't care about. And then at some point, he'll just be like, I stopped listening. And I'm just like, okay, that's fair. Um, but then also, sometimes I'll start going on about a story, I'll just start rambling or whatever, and then I'll realize the story really wasn't as interesting as I thought it was gonna be. So I'll get like halfway through and I'll just be like, all right, I'm done talking now. I get stuck in oh, you have been that 30-minute monologue that loops multiple times, something you were known for once. I mean, it's not always a bad thing though. Like, sometimes, I've met multiple people who they just like to have a little bit of that social ambience going on. So, like, even if they're not engaging in the conversation, they're still enjoying your presence and the fact that you are talking. Some people like to fall asleep to stuff like that. And so that's why, like, I love you lurkers just as much, and I hope you're getting whatever you want out of this stream, just as much as the chatters. It's just different social needs. But for any of you watching, though, that are afraid to participate in chat, never let that hold you back. If you want to say something, even if it's like completely random, as long as it's not stepping on anyone's toes, as long as you're just being like, decent to each other and all that good stuff, like, you can pop in, say a single word, you can just say hi and then be done, and that's totally fine. Everyone enjoys the streams differently. But if you're not chatting, just make sure it's because you really don't want to chat and not that you're afraid to chat. You're always welcome. Scarlet, why do I feel like you are partially referencing me in VR chat meetups? It's like, it kind of does apply to you, but also, there's a lot of people like that in VR chat, and I've met a lot of people like that who kind of don't think that they're able to enter into a conversation on their own. They feel like they need to be pulled in. And so at like meetups and stuff, I try to do that. I try to pull people in because I used to be that person, just waiting on the sidelines, being like, gosh, I wish someone would talk to me so I didn't have to initiate. It can be really hard to overcome that. And if any of you struggle with that stuff, I hope you can get past it. Assuming you want to. If you want to be alone, totally cool. I used to think I wanted to be alone. I always saw myself as very introverted, and I am still introverted to some degree, but I am definitely much more ambiverted at this point. Um, like sometimes that social, blanking on the word, social interaction um, really drains me, and sometimes it really energizes me. And honestly, for me, I think most of why I was so introverted before was because wearing my masculine mask was so exhausting. Not as much the interaction itself, but, being forced to be someone I wasn't. Derpy, you were about to say giving chat a blank check to say. Okay, yeah, so obviously use good judgment. Don't come in, say some swear word and leave. Like, you know, be be a little clever with, maybe clever's not the right word either. I should probably just stop talking and opening myself up for trouble, but that's what I do. Derpy. Yeah, you're terrible at starting conversations, but you'd like to say you're good at keeping a conversation. Yeah, honestly, based on, what I've seen and, you know, interacted with you, that every time that you're talking, you definitely continue conversations very well. And there are a lot of times where you carry the chat, and, I'm really appreciative for that. It's getting a little later. I sat here rambling almost 15 minutes later than I planned to. You appreciate the sentiment behind what you were trying to say. Just yeah, that's going to be an ongoing trend in all of my streams. I I don't always word things the best way. My mouth sometimes starts moving before the brain fully has it processed. Blame the brain cell. The only people carrying chat you don't like are backseaters. Yeah, and that can be a big issue. We were talking about that on your stream yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Time's a blur. I think it was yesterday. Anyway. Oh, how was your stream today, Scarlet? Did it go well? About earlier, Derpy? Astral Cricket's Cryptid Compendium sounds cool. I love that title. Yeah, mostly dead chat-wise. Oh, that's too bad. Sometimes it ends up being like that. Kind of just have to find some monologues to pass the time, and never let it get you down. Like, people do enjoy seeing you be more optimistic. Like, being mopey is okay, but it can be exhausting if, like, you're always mopey. And so having a good attitude when the streams are dead is really important. It's kind of part of the streaming experience, as I understand it, the talking to no one period that a lot of people go through. And I've been lucky enough, I'm grateful enough to not have really had to deal with it too much. Um, I had a lot of people that I lucked out with because they, I guess you can call it networking. Like, I had a bunch of friends and other connections who popped in early on, and I have to thank Ryan so much. I've thanked him before. I'll thank him again. He's just been so great with, helping me get into all this stuff. And, whether it's rating me, having me on his stream, which I really need to do again, by the way. It's been a while. Um, but he's just been so amazing, and I I really can't thank him enough. Let's see. Scarlett got to the. Oh, you're dating Shane and Stardew now, so now you can stop giving him alcohol, right? The scenes, networking, the thing. Yeah, Scarlett, networking is really hard. Um, Tea and coffee, nice. Yeah, sober that boy up. He does not need the alcohol. Um, but yeah, networking is hard, but it's one of the reasons I do want to do that collab with you, aside from just, wanting to hang out with you and, do more things. Because after I stopped going to Moonlit Academy, I wasn't seeing you for a long time. That was kind of the main place I got to see you. And so seeing you stream, it was a good opportunity to get back in touch and, start doing stuff. It's been fun having you hang out in VR chat. You as well, Derpy. It's been fun whenever you've joined for the stream stuff. You'll have to join sometimes when we're just hanging out doing whatever. Anxiety of joining when I saw the blue circle. Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people have that, even if someone's on blue, and I feel it too. Um, I'm a lot better about it now, but yeah, there's a lot of that anxiety in VR chat where you're afraid that you're gonna be bothering someone, even if they're on blue. It's kind of that like, oh, well, it's blue, but they don't mean me. It's that kind of mentality. Hi, Proxy. RN or Rin? I'm not sure how the proper way to say it is, but thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this stream, even though, right now we're not doing a whole lot, just kind of talking about things, which is really nice. I enjoy doing it. I like just talking with you all and being cozy. It can be kind of hard with the smaller viewership, though, to fill an entire stream with chatting. Not to say I don't like doing the other stuff too. It's always fun to, play the games and everything. But all of that was just to say, glad to see you here, Proxy. I hope you enjoy it. I hope to see you around more, even if it's just as a lurker. You got it right, Proxy. Hope you have it. Yeah, I am having a good day. It's a little warm. Part of that's my fault for having my door closed with the VR running, but I've got other people in the house and also a cat, so you know, more ideal to keep it closed than open unless I really need the air circulation. Let's see. Scarlett, the first time you joined, you sent a DM on Discord to make sure. Yeah, I saw that afterwards. I missed it when you sent it though. And yeah, I'm sorry I missed it. But yeah, I try to be very clear with people that, I am on blue, so you can join whenever. Um, I don't mind, but yeah, some people do need um, that extra push. They feel that anxiety, that doubt. I totally understand it. It's still something I struggle with a little, but you just gotta trust people when they say that you can join off of them. And, if you get there and there's an issue, no biggie. It's nothing to stress over. You just say, oh, sorry, I'll, I'll see you another time or whatever. And when you have social anxiety, that sounds like the worst thing ever. Like, it's definitely something I would never wanted to have dealt with. But if you can get yourself to believe that there's nothing wrong with doing that, then it becomes less taboo in your mind. Of course, that's all very much easier said than done. Um, it's a hard battle to overcome social anxiety. Uh, Derpy, at the moment, you're not playing VR chat outside of when I'm playing because you're waiting for August when you can actually use a VR headset. Oh, is that when you're getting the headset? I remember you told me some stuff about it, um, but I don't remember exactly what you told me. Scarlet, you think having two people in one session for just chatting may cause less dead air? Yes, absolutely. If and that's something that I think a lot of streamers do to try and get past that dead air period. I kind of like that way of phrasing it. Um, if you have someone else on stream with you, it doesn't feel like you're just performing for nobody, which is a big thing to overcome for a lot of people. Derpy, but yeah, you would like to hang out more outside of stream, just gotta happen to. Yeah, that's very fair. If you're not like, a frequent VR chat player where you just get on and happen to see people, it's very easy to just, miss everyone. Um, I've got a lot of friends that I don't see very often, or, they're on my friends list at least. I have a ton of people that I've like met once, had a good conversation with, and friended them. And, I don't really purge my friends list. Like, I like having all those yellow names because even if I end up like forgetting where we met or who you are or something, if I see that yellow name in a world, I know that we've had a good interaction and it makes me feel a little more comfortable with you. I feel like, oh, this person's safe. I wouldn't have friended them if they were dangerous or something. Scarlet, sending it helped get rid of the joining anxiety. That's great. If that works, then do it. Whatever helps you get to where you need to be, that's great. Oh, Proxy, are you sleepy? I'm glad you're enjoying it. I hope you're not staying up too late though. If you need to get up early or something, I hope you're gonna get enough rest. Derpy, August is when the Oh, right, the PSVR. Yes, I do remember you saying that now. See, like I said, that single brain cell in there, half a brain cell most of the time. I don't remember things as well as I used to. And I think I think two big reasons for why my memory may have, started kind of slipping. Um, Constant anxiety can actually affect your memory, and I was anxious for so long. Um, and so I wouldn't be surprised if that did have some lasting effects on my memory. Um, probably not anything like insanely significant, but enough to where, just things slip in your mind. Um, but another reason I think is at one point I was always so stressed about the future. I tried to focus more on the present, and I did, but it got to the point where like I became kind of absent-minded about things coming up if I didn't like write them down or something, and so it just kind of became a way of like how I lived. Let's see, where were we? Almost joined the other day, Scarlet, but saw Titanic survival and the thalassophobia, fear of ocean phobia, kicked in. Real life and video games are the only things that trigger that phobia. Yeah, I'm sorry. That that is definitely something that you would struggle with a lot there. It's a really interesting world, though. Um, the first time I was there, uh, it was it was a lot of fun. I kind of wish I would have recorded it or streamed it or something. Um, but I was with some other people, and we were. So for those of you who don't know, the Titanic world in VR chat, it's basically an RP sim. So it takes you through the whole sinking of the Titanic, and you just have to try and survive it. Um, it's very much independent play. There's not like actual gameplay mechanics and stuff. But I was with some people, including my girlfriend, and we were, you know, we were just going through it, making it dramatic and stuff. Um, there were plenty of times where, like, the lifeboats were leaving, and my girlfriend and I were like, no, you have to get on without me. I need to go save the others. And, just being silly and dramatic. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, it gets really disorienting if you do fall in the water and it's got like a drown mechanic. So yeah, definitely not something you'd want to go to, Scarlet. But I'm sorry I missed you. Proxy, just being cozy. Lazy day for you today. That's the best way to spend a Sunday, a lazy Sunday. Yeah, I was oh, hi Bonnie. Or is it Bonnet or Bonnie? I would assume Bonnie. Um it's good to see you here. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I mean, I would assume you are since you followed, but you know, nonetheless, I hope you're enjoying the stream and having a wonderful day. Um It's good to see you here. I hope to see you more. Where was I? Oh, but yeah, proxy. I've been kind of lazy myself today. I did have to go to work in the morning, but it was only a half day, so I was back pretty early. Wasn't too bad. Kind of didn't do much the rest of the day. Scarlet is my girlfriend using the brain cell. So it's very possible the brain cell is just lost. There are many times when I ask her if she's got the brain cell, and she's like, "No, I thought you had it." So it's entirely possible neither of us have it right now. But I hope she has it, otherwise we're gonna have to search for it again. Derpy might want to end stream soon. Almost half an hour overtime. Yes, I am. I kind of had a late lunch, but I should probably eat some dinner, and kind of had some tentative plans with my girlfriend and some of our mutual friends. But I get wrapped up. I'm bad at goodbyes. I just enjoy hanging out with you, and if I hadn't gone half an hour overtime, I wouldn't have gotten to see Proxy and Bonnie. So, that kind of makes it worth it for me. Kind of wonder sometimes, just in day to day life, like, you know, they used to be called like missed connections in the paper, where you would like do a sort of advertisement saying, like, hey, to the person I met in the bar the other night, I had a really good time. Like, here's my number. Get in contact with me if you want to hang out or something. Because, maybe they didn't get the name, or they just casually met and didn't exchange any sort of information. And it's kind of interesting and sometimes sad to think about what sort of missed connections we've all had. Like, if I had gotten off at the time I was supposed to, um, you know, Proxy and Bonnie might not have ever found me. And maybe they'll never come and watch again. Maybe you guys will just decide you have other better things to do, but at least in this moment we get to spend this time together and enjoy the rest of the stream. But we wouldn't have had that, and maybe they would have found another better moment even. You never know. It's just, I don't know, it's something I like to think about a lot. It's a good reminder to not hold too many regrets, because whatever bad things happened in the past, they helped lead you to some of the good things also. Twitch Palette, thank you for joining. Sorry, I can't talk. Speaking of, I should probably take a hydration break for a second. Give me just a moment and I'll properly welcome you. Much better. A reminder to all of you to stay hydrated as well. We want you in tip-top shape. But yeah, welcome Twitch Palette. It's good to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope to see you again. But whether or not you're a lurker, or whether you're a lurker or a chatter, I appreciate seeing all of you here. I want you to enjoy the stream whatever way best fits your, preference. Gosh, where was I in the chat? I get so distracted. Oh, Scarlet ended up watching Hell of a Boss that night. Nice. I am so behind on Hell of a Boss. I did watch Has Been finally recently though. So maybe I'll muster up the motivation to watch past the first season of Hell of a Boss. Because I really did enjoy it. I think I like Hell of a Boss better than I liked Has Been. Oh, hi Admiral. Good to see you. What is this title? There's a world in VR chat where it simulates the Titanic sinking. Or are you just pretending the Titanic didn't happen because of some sort of boat supremacy thing? Derpy, that's why. Yeah. You need to help keep me honest, Derpy. But there's only so much you can do. You try your hardest and I thank you for it. Aw, Proxy, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it here. One of the things I wanted to do with this stream most, and some of the regular viewers have heard me say this so many times at this point, but I want to give people a nice, comfortable, safe place where they can just experience it however they want to. They can be their truest self. They can just relax and feel safe. That's what I want to do here. And I've seen how Twitch streamers or streamers in general um, can build a community where, you know, people become friends within a Twitch chat and or a Twitch chat Discord, and I think that's amazing that streaming can bring these people together, sometimes from across the globe, who, you know, may not have ever met otherwise. It's it's a pretty amazing thing that I think we take for granted with the internet in general now. It's just, you know, kind of a given that we can talk with someone. Me being in the US, I can talk with someone from Japan, like in real time. It's pretty amazing. Scarlet, the one stream, bugger off. The one stream a bugger off followers. Sucks when it is someone you thought was a friend, like, oh, one of your former fellow mods. Then you modded for when you modded for another streamer. That's meant and nada. So like the one stream and not a bugger off followers. I think I'm missing something. But I'm sorry your friend didn't didn't live up to your expectations of them. Oh, they attended one stream and that's it. Well, I mean, maybe they have some other reasons, like you know, people do get um, busy with other stuff, and maybe it's just not their style. Also, like I definitely have friends who, you know, don't pop into my stream, and that's okay. I don't expect anyone to, like, if they're if they want to watch what I'm doing, then I'm happy to have them here and happy to do it. But I don't want people to, you know, follow me just because of that connection, or I don't want them to, like, sit in the stream just for like a view if they're not enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? Let's see what next. So you understood, Scarlett, so you understood my reference in my stream yesterday? Reference to. Yes, yes, I did understand that. Yeah, it was good timing because I had watched it, what, like a month ago or something? A little over a month. Um, Mr. Bean, what's the Spopey Step Bro story? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. J Mew, you're. Oh, hi Mew. I don't know why I said your whole name. Yeah, Mr. Bean. Um, Welcome to the chat, though. It's good to see you. I just don't know what you're asking. You have to use clear, small words with me. I can be a little spacey. What's the scariest? Are you saying what's the scariest step bro incident? Sounds weird, Nocturne. Um, Honestly, I don't know. I could probably make something up though. Hmm. probably like a, what, like a help step bro, I'm stuck. And then out of the corner of her eye, she sees some like otherworldly eldritch horror abomination like coming up behind her. I think that would be probably the scariest step bro incident. Ooh, there's gotta, cause you shot wait, shot mine kinda, but not my dog. Oh, thank you for joining, Mr. Bean. I'm sorry I'm not being a very good conversationalist with you. Having a hard time understanding because you shot yours, kinda, but not. Oh, don't. We're not. None of us are dumb here. We're. Sometimes you just feels like a troll. But that may be my. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt for a bit. But I'm sorry if you are a troll, Mr. Bean. I'm not being very good at being trolled. At least in this instance, I mean. Like, not to say I can't be trolled in general, but, you know. I, I can be a little oblivious. You're not? I don't know how to be a troll. That's good. I hope you're enjoying the stream, Mr. Bean. I'm guessing you like the show, Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson is amazing. Like, I think he does get, like, you know, a lot of the praise he deserves, but I think there's a lot of just the mainstream who thinks that Mr. Bean is just, or Rowan Atkinson in general, is just like, you know, a bunch of silly slapstick. But, you know, it takes some skill to pull off that kind of comedy well. And he's just so good at his like facial expressions and stuff. He doesn't even need to talk for most of the sketches. Derpy just realized, have you heard of the YouTuber Lumpy Touch? They're an old pixel horror YouTuber. Feel like you I have not heard of them, Derpy. Would you send me a link so I don't forget? Cuz I'm curious. What's exactly meant by pixel horror though? Is that like they do horror but it's just in a pixel style, or is there something more to it than that? Mr. Bean, you wanted to put it as the word but still you couldn't. Scarlett, you might want to end stream. Yeah, you guys are right. I'm so late. I've pushed the stream so far, but you guys talk to me and I enjoy it. And oh my gosh, you guys are just great. I love having you here. Oh, I just realized though, my stream title is still like the spooky, scary, whatever I did, and I haven't been doing any spooky stuff for the last like 45 minutes. Let's see. But yeah, we'll give it like 2 more minutes. If I'm not off by if I'm not off in 7 minutes, you guys just gotta be like, hey, get off. 7 minutes, that's my upper limit. You'll have to tell on me. You'll have to tell Dram. Let's see, where was I? Mr. Bean, that's what you wanted to do, but you're too little for it? 8-bit, you think? Derpy horror with pixel animation. Okay. Mr. Bean. See, you're kind of right. Sorry, Mr. Bean, I'm still lost. Derpy. They're one of the original guys that started the Gorefield. I oh like the Eldritch Garfield stuff. Is that what Gorefield is? Cause that stuff's interesting. I like that. Scarlet, some of us can DM you on wherever we have contact with you. Yeah, yeah, I have at least some of you on Discord. Eventually, I'm gonna need to make a Discord server because that would. There have been times where I've wanted to communicate things with you guys, but it gets kind of hard to do in stream because not everyone's in every stream, you know? So a Discord server is something I definitely want to set up at a certain point. Um, Probably after I reach the 50 follower goal. Sometime after that, I'll probably set one up. Um, Scarlet, you can't tell Dram, don't have her on anything. You're safe from me tattling on you there. Yeah, I mean, Dram might be just lurking in stream too. She does that sometimes. Yeah, that's it. He's one of the guys that made Gorefield popular. Okay, yeah, I probably would like him then. I'll have to check him out. Mr. Bean, you can help. Here, you can help me to make one, and then all you gotta do is launch it and do. Make one what, Mr. Bean? You can help me make what? Scarlet, if you need help, you can since you manage your. Oh, with the Discord. Okay, yeah, I understand what you're talking about now, Mr. Bean. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think I can do what I want to. It'll as it grows. Oh, it's your side gig, Mr. Bean. You do like marketing stuff. But yeah, when I initially set it up, I think it's just going to be very simple because the way I'm kind of doing this whole stream thing, like, of course I want to like get to entertain a lot of people, but I'm not like setting out to try and like make this a career or anything. If that ever happened, cool, that'd be great. But mostly I really just want to make some people's days a little better. That's really the main reason I'm doing this. And I just think it's fun. I've been enjoying this a lot. I'm so glad I finally decided to start doing it. That said, I do have my eyes on the horizon. I'm really excited for the day that I do get affiliate. You know, fingers crossed. It could be that this is as far as I'll ever get, but getting really close here. Like we just need to get past that 50 followers and I'll be eligible. And I don't remember all the stuff that comes with being affiliate. I think you can get like emotes for your chat once you get affiliate, right? Or maybe you can do that already. But yeah, once I hit that affiliate mark, I'm gonna feel like I can actually call myself a streamer, even if I don't make any money off of it. Just shows like, there's enough people out there who enjoy what I'm doing. You can help you make read that. Talking of, yeah, Scarlet, I figured it out. Sorry, I'm getting so behind in chat that I'm forgetting the stuff I talk about. This is why I need you guys. You guys need to keep me on top of things. Derpy, you sent the link, and by the way, you find it funny. There's been a streak going where is end you at least one cool, like I find one cool thing at the end of every stream. Is that what you're saying? Oh, like coding and setting up stuff, Mr. Bean. So YouTube. Okay, that's really cool. Suggested. Yeah, I do need to. I want to learn editing stuff myself. Like, I want to be able to be self-sufficient with a lot of that stuff, even if it's not like great to start. Um, but like once I'm more established and feel comfortable being able to do it myself, if I still want to like expand and make things better, at that point I might go looking for like extra help with things. Um, but yeah, clips are definitely something I need to do for marketing and promos. Um, just need to start actually doing them. Oh, Derpy, where you send me at least one cool thing. Yeah, like I love it when you guys send me things. I always love hearing about things I didn't know about. Is it okay if you set up a server and let um I'd rather not have anything um with the server right now, Mr. Bean. I appreciate the offer though. It's very generous of you. And you and your Dutchies. Oh, Dutch friends? Are you Dutch? Is that what you're saying? Can mod? I mean, if I get a Discord set up and need some mods, I'll definitely keep you in mind. But yeah, it's gonna be a little while before I do anything with the Discord server. I'm kind of taking all of this stream stuff slow. I don't I don't want it to ever feel like work or a chore. Um, because I feel like when it gets to that point, that's when things start going downhill. Like, you lose that personal touch with people because it it becomes a job, and you kind of forget why you enjoy the things in the first place. So I wanna take it slow, you know, because I never want to lose that personal touch with you all. Oh my gosh, Derpy, you're right. Okay, get out of here. It's been 7 minutes. Okay, yeah, let me speed run the rest of the chat. Clipping on Twitch can be a pain to learn. Yeah, I did one clip, but I need to do more. Or I did two clips actually. Um, clipping your V. Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. Can set up a quick YouTube Shorts page. Okay, friends, you need to go. Uh, streaming every day can make it. Yeah, for sure. Scarlet, definitely like, you know, slow down a bit if it starts overwhelming you. Like, you gotta take it at whatever pace is comfortable enough. Um, yeah, bye, Mr. Bean. Bye, everyone. I really enjoyed hanging out with you all. I hope to see you again. I'm good at goodbyes, but I'm trying to make it quick. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Bye. I love you all. Be good to each other. We're not going to the stream ending screen because I'll keep talking, so I'm just gonna end it. Thank you all for being here. Bye.